If you're a big swim team and you like to order a lot of gear, maybe you ought to check out Swim Outlet Team Division for these reasons. Swim teams receive a 10% discount on bulk orders. Swim teams or organizations get an 8% commission on referred sales. You'll also like their customization services, which is affordable and available at all times during the year for all team gear. With over 50,000 items in stock, you can get most anything you want. Swim Outlet Team Division. You need to try it out. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome to the Morning Swim Show on this Friday, February 28th, 2014. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings. Joining me shortly in the Finis Monitor will be Breeja Larson. She's the talk of the swimming community after breaking her own American and NCAA record in the 100-yard breaststroke last week at the Southeastern Conference Championships by 0.15 of a second. The Texas A&M senior now sets her sights on her final NCAA championships, where she'll defend her 100 breast title and try to regain the title in the 200 breaststroke. And Breeja joins us now from College Station, Texas. Breeja, it's great to see you. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Have you, I'm doing all right. Have you come down from the high of breaking the American record?
Yeah. It's always fun to get a best time, but I'm ready for the next meet.
It's always another meet, isn't there? Well, I'm sure you'll agree that dropping 0.15 of a second at this level is not easy. It's never really easy getting even just a tenth. But what was the difference either in your mindset or in your race strategy between last week's swim and last year when you last broke the American record?
I think a lot of it is just technicality. Every day, every practice, I have something to work on. And so it's just putting a lot more focus in every year to try and fine-tune those little details.
If there was one specific detail that you think it was that helped you break the record, what do you think it was?
I've been working a lot on my turns, trying to make my turns more sharp and just trying to get better breakouts, and hopefully that's what helped out.
Well, you're very tall. I've stood next to you, and it's amazing how tall you are. I know that Annie Chandler, who also was a great breaststroker in college, she always said that she also had an issue with her turns, and probably because she was so tall. Is that kind of one of the things you're thinking about? Is trying to not feel like you're so tall and turn as fast as those that are shorter than you?
Yeah, and I kind of count on my pullouts to make up the time that I miss on the turns. So I'm always constantly working on my pullouts, and I think that's one of my strengths in my races. So just continually trying to think small on the turns and long on the pullouts.
And I know before a race you have kind of a routine where you do a lot of self-talk to get you mentally ready for that race. But how nervous do you really get before a big race?
I would say more excited. It's almost like the unbearable adrenaline that you feel that like runs through your forearms and my fingers, and it's really hard to handle when it gets towards the race. I know a lot of people kind of jump around to get it out, but I try and hold it, and it's almost like excruciatingly painful to try and hold all the adrenaline. But it's just trying to take deep breaths and calm down and save all the energy instead of trying to shake it out.
And then when it's time to go, just let it all loose, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you probably can't really do that in a 200. I mean, you still have to kind of hold that a little bit in reserve. Or is it the case of you're just letting it all out there and just hanging on in the 200?
Actually, the 200 is really relaxed for me. Me and Steve work a lot on just having like a relaxed speed. And so like the 100 is a breeze, the third 50 is kind of a build. But the 200, when I'm tapered, is really fun. In season, it hurts a lot. But when I'm tapered, swimming the 200 is a lot more fun.
How does your preparation and warm-up differ between your 100 and 200 breaststroke?
Distance per stroke, really. On the 100, I try and have fast breakouts and building speed. And in the 200, I just make sure that, my knees are really warmed up, and I just try and lengthen out my stroke and have good breath control.
What was your reaction when you found out that Emma Rini broke the American record in the 200?
I was shocked. I'm proud of her, though. I mean, that's a really fast time. It's definitely not an easy thing to do, but it definitely gets me fired up to be able to race her at nationals. And I was actually really excited because I was kind of bummed this year because, like 4 of the top 8 breaststrokers retired last year. You had Laura Sogar, Michael Lawrence, Caitlin Lever, and Haley Spencer. Those were four really, really fast competitors, and it was almost kind of a bummer. Like, there are up fast and coming swimmers, but you know, I've raced them for 3 years, and so it was kind of a bummer to see him go. And so I'm kind of excited to have Emma up there in the rankings to be able to have more competition.
Most people would say it's great that they're gone, so I can kind of make it a little bit easier this year, but you actually want the competition.
It's just fun. You know, it's just more exciting, and I feel like it helps my adrenaline a little bit more when I realize that there's a lot more people up in the same field.
Okay, well, that definitely makes sense. Talk about training here. If you were to go back through the season and pinpoint one thing that you said, okay, this helped me go 57.2. I know you've talked about working on turns, but specifically in training, what do you think it was that really helped you?
You know, I think a lot of it is always a lot of mental work, just telling yourself that it's going to happen, you know, and it's just kind of making yourself believe it mostly. But I've done a lot more forearm work. My forearm strength has gotten a lot more. I've been able to lift heavier forearm-wise, and I think that trying to work on my explosiveness off the blocks has helped a lot too.
That's interesting. What kind of dryland workouts would you do for forearm strength?
You know, like carrying, you know, that I know college has the colored weights for like the kilograms and whatnot. So just like holding weights with your fingers and not gripping the edges. Pull-ups help a lot, or wrist rollers. And then just a lot of schooling.
Yeah, well, as a breaststroker, I know that's one of the things I always try to focus on is forearm strength, but I never really thought of those. So thank you for with that. But it is very interesting, because most people think, you know, breaststrokers, it's all in the shoulders and it's all in the legs, and you really kind of forget that there are other parts of your body that can really help you grab that water and hold it on. You know, I just can't believe that this is your senior year. I mean, it just seems like it was the blink of an eye, this college career of yours. I mean, I remember your freshman year, you kept dropping so many seconds, and, you know, you go to the NCAAs and get second in the 100 and 200 breaststroke, and, you know, our jaws were on the floor. I mean, what's your takeaway from this college season?
I've just kind of been, I'm really excited for the next step, you know, to be able to go on like World Cup tours and all that stuff. But it's almost a bittersweet goodbye, just because NCAA offers so many opportunities to swim, you know, and it's like a relaxed, fun swim. The consequences are just positive, you know, like you have a bad race, but because of that bad race, you realize how much more you have to work on. So it's okay. And so it's kind of a bittersweet goodbye, though, just to not be able to swim for a team anymore, just to have to like swim for yourself or represent your country or whatnot. But I'm definitely going to miss the team aspect of NCAA and, you know, just racing for something bigger than yourself.
I would imagine you're still going to be hanging out with them. You're still going to stay in College Station and train through 2016, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be hard, though. I know I've talked to Claire Donahue about it, like staying with the college team, and it's going to be really hard when they're going through taper season, and I'm just going to still be in the pool, you know, like 30 minutes longer, an hour longer. But there's a couple other seniors that are going to stick around, so it won't be too bad.
Well, that's good. Yeah, it's going to be great to be able to hang out with a lot of people and share that experience, because there are like people like Claire who don't have anybody to kind of go through all that with you.
Yeah.
Are you going to be in the Grand Prix in Mesa in April?
I hope so. I'm planning on it.
Yeah, because I remember last year when you came back, you know, you grew up in Mesa, and really got into your high school, into swimming there in Mesa. And I know a lot of kids were really excited to see you there. I could tell that they really had you in high regard when you, you know, when you came back. I think it was probably one of the first times that you had raced in front of them. So they were really getting to see what it was like to be Breeja Larson now as opposed to Breeja Larson 4 years ago. What does it feel like to know that you still got these kids on Mesa Aquatic Club that are looking up to you?
You know, it's really cool, and it's a constant reminder to stay sharp and to you know, just kind of keep your integrity in the sport and in life and stuff, just to try and stay a good example for everyone else. And a lot of the time, if I feel like for like my own personal interest, when you just kind of go through the slums of swimming, I'll just think about like the kids at home or all the master swimmers that trained with me through like the cancer scares freshman year, and think, you know, like if I can't do it for me today, then I'll do it for them.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Well, I know you're a very busy woman, Breeja. You got to get ready for NCAA. Still got classes to take. Before we let you go, though, we're going to submit you to our final 5. These are 5 questions we asked all of our guests on the show. So the first question for you is, Breeja, if you could change the order of strokes in the individual medley, how would you change it?
Oh, well, I definitely put butterfly first because that's the most tiring. You know, I might put breaststroke second, though, just to get a faster stroke in there, and then backstroke would be like a relaxing breather after the breaststroke, and then freestyle at home. Okay. So butterfly, breaststroke, backstroke free.
All right. What's a career or job you know you would definitely like to try?
I really want to try and go into public motivational speaking. I feel very comfortable speaking in front of people, and I love the rewards after it, just feeling like you try to make a difference in someone else's life.
Okay. On the reverse side of that, what's a career or job you know you would definitely not like to try?
Research. I'm not one to sit down. I need to be up and doing something.
Okay, well, motivational speakers are definitely up in front of the crowds, moving around. If there was a rule in the swimming rule book that you could change or add, what would it be?
That's a good one. Well, I was very happy that they didn't change the rule for the breaststroke 15-meter rule. I was very upset when that was going around. So if that had changed, that would have been the first one to go for me, just to be able to have one pull out, one dolphin kick. Because I just feel like it's not really winning if you're cheating the stroke. It's kind of upsetting when you see people double dolphin kick and they know they're doing it. So I don't know. I guess I wouldn't change anything right now. I think it's all pretty good.
Okay. Last question for you. Where do you like to go for vacation?
Vacation. Where do I like to go, or do I want to go?
Want to go.
I would love to just kind of go to the tropical beach area. I've been to some places in Mexico that are really nice, but I think it'd be really fun to go to like Cancun in Mexico or other places that are more tropical.
All right. Well, hopefully you get the opportunity to do that. I know it's hard. Swimming is a year-round sport in every sense of the word, but even athletes, they need a little time off. So hopefully you'll get that opportunity. Maybe, hopefully Steve will just say, okay, Breeja, take the week off, go wherever you want.
Well, I actually think I might go to Brazil next Christmas with one of our freshmen. Her family's in South Africa and Brazil, so she goes there every Christmas. So I think I might sneak away with her this Christmas.
Very nice. That'll be awesome. Very nice. Well, Breeja, thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you at NCAAs. Good luck there.
Thank you.
All right, and our thanks to you as well for joining us on today's edition of the Morning Swim Show. Be sure to go to swimmingworld.tv to watch past episodes of all our shows, and check in with swimmingworld.com often for the latest news in aquatic sports. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.